Hey guys, it's Arcanate here, hope you're all well and doing fine. Today we are investigating the story of the raid instance, the Sunwell Plateau. The Sunwell, created from a vial of water taken from the Well of Eternity. It was a source of great power for the High Elves. For several thousand years it empowered them until the well was corrupted by Arthas on his crusade to destroy Quel'Thalas during the Third War. Arthas' undead armies ravaged the High Elves' capital city of Silvermoon, laying waste to its beautiful structures. Victorious in the High Elves' defeat, Arthas walked through the ruins of their homeland and threw the bones of the dead necromancer Kel'Thuzad into the Sunwell's water. And with the help of Tichondrius, Kel'Thuzad was reborn as a lich, tainting the Sunwell and severing the High Elves from their source of power. With the king of Quel'Thalas, Anasterion Sunstrider, dead, along with the elves' ruling body, including Ranger General of Silvermoon Sylvanas Windrunner, Lor'themar Theron, as Sylvanas' second-in-command, assumed temporary leadership, gathering up what survivors he could. It wasn't until the return of Prince Kael'thas Sunstrider that the elves had a fragment of hope. It was Kael'thas that realized that the greatest danger to his people was not the scourge of which Arthas brought upon them, but the Sunwell itself, as it was now corrupted. The corrupted power emitting from within the well could permeate not only the structures they had built, but also the people themselves. Kael'thas, along with Lor'themar and their remaining magi, destroyed the Sunwell to protect what little they had left. It was at this point that Kael'thas renamed his people to the Sin'dorei, or the Blood Elves, so they would remember all the people that had given their lives in defense of their homeland. However, though the Sunwell's energies had been dispersed, not all of its essence was lost. The red dragon Koriostras, at the time guised as a wizard named Borel, gathered what remained of the energies and hid them away in the guise of a young human girl called Anvina Teague. Now that the Sunwell's powers had gone, the Blood Elves suffered immensely with huge withdrawals from its power, and over time, many grew ill. A fire for vengeance burned within Kael'thas. He gathered his healthiest warriors and joined the campaign against the Scourge, and following the Naga, he headed through the portal to Outland. This is where he met the one who could end his people's painful hunger, so he thought, Illidan Stormrage. Bad move, Kael'thas. Months later, after Kael'thas had joined Illidan and partnered with the Burning Legion, turning his back on his people, the traitorous Blood Elf known as Dar'Kan, now a powerful agent of the Scourge, sensed the essence of the Sunwell within the young human girl Anvina Teague, and came to battle her for her power. However, with her allies, she was able to defeat Dar'Kan and release the Sunwell's energies, in the process restoring the once destroyed grove that had been ravaged by the Scourge.
It was called the Sunwell, a sacred fount of untold power. It saturated every fiber of our being. In the warmth of its glow, we thrived, until the shadow of death fell upon us. After the Sunwell's destruction, did we realize how dependent we'd become upon its magic? How much we needed to feed? In the wake of our devastation, I named our people Sin'dorei, Blood Elves. My people turned to me for answers. I promised them a cure. Strangely, we found deliverance in the demon Illidan. Illidan offered new sources of arcane power, and so I joined him in Outland, pledging to return one day to lead our people to glory. But Illidan's agenda was short-sighted. I grew impatient. In secret, I began harvesting what energies I could. I had a brief taste of true power. Before it was taken from me. But all is not lost. The Sunwell's essence endured, kept hidden by those who sought to protect it. Now, I have returned with the knowledge that sacrifices must be made before we can reclaim our birthright. I have forged a new alliance. Soon, the blessed rays of the Sunwell will shine once again and usher into this world the one who will deliver us all.
Kalecgos. Today as we know him, Kalecgos is the former aspect of the Blue Dragon Flight and has a massive story behind him. He often disguises himself as a half-elf called Kalak, but his part of the story here in the Sunwell is a little different. When Anvina was transfigured into form by Coriostras using the remaining energies of the Sunwell as it was destroyed, Kalecgos vowed to protect her while she assisted the Blood Elves in reconstructing their homeland. However, not long after this happened, the traitorous Prince Kael'thas returned to Quel'Thalas after his defeat in the Tempest Keep, along with forces from the Burning Legion. Before Kalak, Kalecgos' half-elven form, has any chance to react, the Legion captures Anvina, hoping to use her to bring their master, the Demon Lord Kil'jaeden, to Azeroth. Kalecgos and Madrigosa attempted to foil Kil'jaeden's plans, but in the process Kalecgos became possessed by the Dreadlord Sath'Ravar the Corruptor. And so here we are, fighting the corrupted Kalecgos on one front, and then we're pulled into portals that take us to a dark, spiritual world called the Inner Veil, where we find Kalak battling against Sath'Ravar. We aid Kalak in defeating Sath'Ravar, thereby freeing Kalecgos' dragon form from the possession he was under.
Once we have triumphed over Kil'jaeden, this entire world will be in your debt as well.
Kil'jaeden must be destroyed.
I grow weary of asking.
I will crush.
Malygos, my lord, I did my best.
That was fun, but I still await a true challenge. Come, try your luck!
Brutalis, a Burning Legion Pit Lord demon in defense of the plateau. He is the one that kills the blue dragon, Madrigosa.
Well done. Now, this gets interesting.
Felmist, a fell dragon raised from the corpse of the blue dragon Madrigosa when the blood of the slain Pit Lord Brutalis seeps into the ground and flows beneath her body.
Madrigosa deserved a far better fate. You did what had to be done, but this battle is far from over.
Hatred, mistrust, chaos. These are the hallmarks. These are the pillars.
Lady Sacrilash and Grand Warlock Alethis, the two Eredar twins, are in defense of the Sunwell's plateau, but as far as that goes, there's really not much more to them. Muru of the Naru race was the sole guardian of the Tempest Keep. When the keep was infiltrated by Kael'thas, Muru was captured and taken to Silvermoon City where Blood Knights drained his energy for their own use. But again later on, Muru was captured by Kael'thas from Silvermoon City after turning his back on his people and taken to the Sunwell Plateau where the Magisters drained his power. Without Muru, Lady Liadrin, the matriarch of the Blood Knight Order, was forced to seek out different sources of power for her Blood Knights. She ventured to Shattrath's City to seek forgiveness from Adal for imprisoning Muru and pledged her allegiance to the Shattered Sun offensive. It is revealed at this time that Muru's imprisonment was foretold by the prophet Velen, and Muru accepts his role in the events that were to unfold, knowing that it would lead to the Blood Owl's redemption. He is taken by the Legion and imprisoned within the Sunwell Plateau, where he takes the form of a darkened Naru, later transforming into Entropius through the encounter.
So be it. Now I shall succeed what Sargeras could not. I will flee this wretched world and secure my place as the true master of the Burning Legion. The end has come.
Kil'jaeden, once a powerful Eredar leader of great intellect, he was approached by the maddened titan Sargeras, who was on a quest to form a great vast burning legion of evil to extinguish and consume all life and order within the universe. Sargeras offered Kil'jaeden and the other leaders Archimonde and Velen great untold power and worlds to rule if they joined him. Velen saw the evil and corruption behind the offer and fled their planet of Argus. Kil'jaeden accepted the offer but took slight upon Velen's fleeing and sent his powers and new minions after him and his Draenei people. Kil'jaeden is now the supreme commander of the Burning Legion and the chief lieutenant of Sargeras. We face off against Kil'jaeden, who is being summoned into Azeroth through the well by his new lieutenant Kalthas Sunstrider. And Vina, the embodiment of the Sunwell's energies, is held in an arcane barrier with her powers being drained and fed to the portal. But later she is sacrificed to weaken Kil'jaeden the Deceiver, who is then successfully pushed back into the Twisted Nether by us.
But I'm lost. I cannot find my way back.
Mortal heroes, your victory here today was foretold long ago. My brother's anguished cry of defeat will echo across the universe, bringing renewed hope to all those who still stand against the burning crusade. As the Legion's final defeat draws ever nearer, stand proud in the knowledge that you have saved worlds without number from the flame. Just as this day marks an ending, so too does it herald a new beginning. The creature Entropius, whom you were forced to destroy, was once the noble Naru, Muru. In life, Muru channeled vast energies of light and hope. For a time, a misguided few sought to steal those energies.
Our arrogance was unpardonable. We damned one of the most noble beings of all. We may never atone for this sin.
Then fortunate it is that I have reclaimed the noble Naru's spark from where it fell. Where faith dwells, hope is never lost, young blood elf.
Can it be?
Gaze now, mortals, upon the heart of Muru. Unblemished, bathed by the light of creation, just as it was at the dawn. In time, the light and hope held within will rebirth more than this mere fount of power. Mayhap they will rebirth the soul of a nation.
Blessed ancestors, I feel it. So much love, so much grace. There are no words.
impossible to describe.
Salvation, young one. It waits for us all. Farewell.
Kael'thas and Kil'jaeden have great stories to tell, of which we'll look into in the future. This was the story of the Sunwell, reignited by the Spark of Muru as used by Velen, restoring the Blood Elves to strength. Apologies if I've pronounced some of these names incorrectly, my goodness, they are difficult names. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Please don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more videos from me. My name is Arcanate, and I'll catch you next time. The Black Temple. Before Draenor was blasted apart by destabilizing portals created by Ner'zhul, the Black Temple was once called the Temple of Erebor. Now the Temple of Erebor was a sacred site to the Draenei and served as a refuge for the Prophet Velen.